How is there sexual intimacy if you're actually not having sex? So this is a great question. And it really is almost like a taboo or mysterious topic for a lot of men who've been addicted to porn or have a sex addiction, or they've essentially just watched porn in the past and that has been their teacher, or men who has a lust problem. And a lot of times we grow up in families where intimacy was never there. There's no example of it for us. It's not in the media. It's not in movies. So much of the movies that we watch today and the content that we watch depicts vulgar things being done to women. It even romanticizes infidelity and cheating. So we don't really have a true understanding of what intimacy is. So I'm going to list these sources. A couple things could be holding hands, intellectual intimacy. So like you guys are stimulated by how smart each other are and you can have like really deep intellectual conversations. Small touches, laughing together, a kiss on the forehead, so that's something tender, cooking a meal, extended quality time, kissing, cuddling, spiritual intimacy. If you both are on a spiritual page and you're both lifting each other spiritually. So prayer can be very intimate for a lot of couples. Cuddling with one another, non-sexual physical touch, active listening, so like eye-to-eye contact and listening to your partner. So many people know how to communicate. So few people know how to listen, to just be silent and let that person finish their sentence and get their feelings and thoughts out. And instead of like coming at them with like, okay, well, here's how I feel. Just saying, can you expound upon that more? What did you mean by this? Or is that truly how you feel? I'm so sorry. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? So listening is a really amazing way to have intimacy with your partner, and it creates trust and gives people a safer place to be honest, to be truly honest about what it is they're feeling. Deep talks, man, so many of us don't have deep talks, and we've never seen that example, especially if we've been an avoidant our whole lives and been in an avoidant family. Conflict was shoved under the rug. So there was a lot of surface conversations about sports or movies or jokes or things like that, but nothing deep. And so having deep conversations can be so connecting for couples to do. Relationship counseling, emotional intimacy. So emotional intimacy is kind of like, what is that? What is emotional intimacy? My kids were laughing in the car the other day because like, you guys always talk about your feelings now, but man, it's been so amazing to be able to identify feelings with my husband and to give him a safe place to have those feelings. Like, he doesn't have to be perfect all the time. You know, sometimes I'll tell him something and he gets upset and I'm like, man, I maybe I shouldn't have told you because you got upset. And he's like, I'm allowed to be upset. I'm allowed to be angry if this is how I'm feeling. And not that he has angry outbursts, but I can tell he's upset. And so giving people space to have emotions, obviously in a non-abusive way, but having the space to feel what it is that they're feeling. And when you do that, it actually creates a lot of intimacy in your relationship. A massage, gratitude. Thank you so much for doing that for me today. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much that means to me. Turning toward your partner. So a lot of times when we're dating and we're attracted to our partner, there's like science involved or whatever, they've been able to prove that you actually turn your knees toward the person that you're interested in. But when the relationship starts to break down, we actually stop doing so much of that and we avoid eye contact. We get glued to our cell phones. And so we stop doing things like that. So turning towards your partner, putting down your phone, really giving them your attention can mean a lot. Being kind, doing more life together, genuine compliments, and sending romantic text messages. Essentially, all of these include the 5 love languages, and we all receive love in one way, and some of us express love in different ways. So it could be a gift, it could be a word of affirmation, it could be a physical touch, it could be quality time. So there's a lot of different ways that we can express love and create intimacy, and it actually starts at the beginning of every day. You know, maybe you want to have sex with your partner by the end of the day. Intimacy can start at the very beginning of each morning with like wrapping your arms around them from behind, kissing them on the cheek or kissing them on the lips, making them breakfast. Like today I made I don't normally make breakfast because I'm not an early bird, but I made quiche this morning, and I made blueberry scones, and I brought them up to my husband. He was like, oh my gosh, it's like some of his favorite things to eat. He brings me coffee in the morning because I have insomnia. I have to take a pill to help me sleep. He brings me coffee every single morning as an act of love, and it starts my day off so well. There's just these little things that we do for each other as human beings that can make us feel so loved and appreciated, needed. And that is where corn is just not a teacher of that. You can't take corn into your marriage and expect all of these other things to happen. There's a lot of energy that you invest in your partner. A lot of energy goes into loving them and to filling not only yourself, but filling the relationship. When my husband fills my cup, essentially like energy wise, I'm able to return that. And now we have this synergetic relationship where before we were just so opposed, so opposite. I didn't want to do anything kind for him when he was addicted to corn because I felt so neglected and so abandoned. But when he let go of the corn, he started to turn his attentions more to me. And that is where I've seen such a rebuilding of our trust, a rebuilding of our intimacy. And now that he has that, he's like, I will never risk giving this up for anything. And so anyway, I hope that answers your question, but there's so many ways that you can have love and intimacy with your partner before it even becomes sexual. And let me just say, if you are investing this time and energy into your relationship, then your sex life will be so much more like impactful. If you don't believe me, go and listen to some podcasts on male vulnerability and sex, because these guys talk about in these podcasts how the difference in their sex lives, and they were like, this is what I was looking for the whole time when I was looking at corn, and I didn't realize I could find it through this way. So let me know if y'all found that helpful.